uncivilized time, where tea leaves were just infesting everywhere. The issue presenting itself was the leaves getting everywhere. Frustration of wanting to drink made it so unfair. All I wanna do is enjoy the tasty water. Getting leaves in your teeth turns it to an enjoyment slaughter. Need someone to come along and fix this heinous plot. Then I thought, that's me, I'm a genius on the spot. I need to cleanly move the leaves from point A to B. I need a contraption for this. Who's a genius? It's me. I'll get a piece of fabric attached to a string. You see what's back in my step? That's right, the spring. The leaves give the flavor without the fear of spreading. Now this is the greatest invention since the dawn of bedding. Now it can be enjoyed with any snack, sweet or salty. With this invention there is squat that is faulty. I look at my creation and I probably wave my victory flag. It's like someone eating nuts, cause I just made the tea bag. The year is 1906, a more uncivilized time, where tea leaves were just infesting everywhere. The issue presenting itself was the leaves getting everywhere. Frustration of wanting to drink made it so unfair. All I wanna do is enjoy the tasty water. Getting leaves in your teeth turns it to an enjoyment slaughter. Need someone to come along and fix this heinous plot. Then I thought, that's me, I'm a genius on the spot. I need to cleanly move the leaves from point A to B. I need a contraption for this. Who's a genius? It's me. I'll get a piece of fabric attached to a string. You see what's back in my step? That's right, the spring. The leaves give the flavor without the fear of spreading. Now this is the greatest invention since the dawn of bedding. Now it can be enjoyed with any snack, sweet or salty. With this invention there is squat that is faulty. I look at my creation and I probably wave my victory flag. It's like someone eating nuts, cause I just made the tea bag. The year is 1906, a more uncivilized time, where tea leaves were just infesting everywhere. The issue presenting itself was the leaves getting everywhere. Frustration of wanting to drink made it so unfair. All I wanna do is enjoy the tasty water. Getting leaves in your teeth turns it to an enjoyment slaughter. Need someone to come along and fix this heinous plot. Then I thought, that's me, I'm a genius on the spot. I need to cleanly move the leaves from point A to B. I need a contraption for this. Who's a genius? It's me. I'll get a piece of fabric attached to a string. You see what's back in my step? That's right, the spring. The leaves give the flavor without the fear of spreading. Now this is the greatest invention since the dawn of bedding. Now it can be enjoyed with any snack, sweet or salty. With this invention there is squat that is faulty. I look at my creation and I probably wave my victory flag. It's like someone eating nuts, cause I just made the tea bag. The year is 1906, a more uncivilized time, where tea leaves were just infesting everywhere. The issue presenting itself was the leaves getting everywhere. Frustration of wanting to drink made it so unfair. All I wanna do is enjoy the tasty water. Getting leaves in your teeth turns it to an enjoyment slaughter. Need someone to come along and fix this heinous plot. Then I thought, that's me, I'm a genius on the spot. I need to cleanly move the leaves from point A to B. I need a contraption for this. Who's a genius? It's me. I'll get a piece of fabric attached to a string. You see what's back in my step? That's right, the spring. The leaves give the flavor without the fear of spreading. Now this is the greatest invention since the dawn of bedding. Now it can be enjoyed with any snack, sweet or salty. With this invention there is squat that is faulty. I look at my creation and I probably wave my victory flag. It's like someone eating nuts, cause I just made the tea bag. The year is 1906, a more uncivilized time, where tea leaves were just infesting everywhere. The issue presenting itself was the leaves getting everywhere. Frustration of wanting to drink made it so unfair. All I wanna do is enjoy the tasty water. Getting leaves in your teeth turns it to an enjoyment slaughter. Need someone to come along and fix this heinous plot. Then I thought, that's me, I'm a genius on the spot. I need to cleanly move the leaves from point A to B. I need a contraption for this. Who's a genius? It's me. I'll get a piece of fabric attached to a string. You see what's back in my step? That's right, the spring. The leaves give the flavor without the fear of spreading. Now this is the greatest invention since the dawn of bedding. Now it can be enjoyed with any snack, sweet or salty. With this invention there is squat that is faulty. I look at my creation and I probably wave my victory flag. It's like someone eating nuts, cause I just made the tea bag.
Unmute. Hi Hi. I'm just gonna pour myself a tea. How is everyone? Reminder, we have the tea bags for sand, so it's, yeah, I'm just trying to avoid talking about my mental health. Yeah, I'm nervous, but it is something that I want to talk about, and hopefully my mic, we get it. Oh, that's too loud. Sorry. There we go. Yep. Okay. So, hi, welcome, hello. Got my tea. It's the red one again. So, I wanted to have a discussion. Smurf! Yay! 6 months! We've known each other for such a long time now, Smurf. It's lovely. Also, kitty. My hair's so funny. I love it. I love it, Smurf. Hey, Francie. Hey, Smurf. I've been having. To say I've been having a rough month would kind of be downplaying the issue, I guess. So awkward. I struggle talking about feelings, especially my own. I was so confident and ready to talk about this, and then once I start, it's like, "Hi, everyone. I'm gonna do the Criminology 300 special." It's just, it feels very important to talk about your mental health. It's just very hard. Talking about my feelings is something I struggle with really hard, and especially when it involves other people. Oh god, now I'm gonna cry on stream, and that's something I never wanted to do. And I have been hiding it from a lot of people, and I'm a very open person, and I like to share my stuff. So my life has not been the easiest. I've mentioned it before. I have post-traumatic stress disorder. So I want to make it very clear to people that you can have depression, and it's a chemical thing. Chemical depression is very normal, and I want you to feel validated in your depression, that you can just have depression. You don't have to have anything that triggers it. That's very normal. And I want you to feel valid in your feelings. My depression, I'm sure I would have depression if nothing ever happened to me. I'm sure I'd still have depression. Yeah. But unfortunately for me, my depression comes from a lot of things that have happened to me in my life. I have recently had to cut off the last of my family, my blood-related family, because unfortunately, thank you, Apom, because I feel like I'm such an attention seeker just doing this, and I'm so sorry if that it comes across this way, but I just want people to understand mental health, but I want people to feel validated in their experiences, and that's all I want to do. Thank you. I had to cut off the last of my family, and I feel guilty, but I know that I got to this point in my journey in mental health where I was just repeating the same mistakes over and over again, where I kept on not being listened to. You can, thank you. You can actually, abuse can be mental, which is something I did not learn until my 20s. If people are not validating how you're feeling, it can be abusive. See, I have two sides of the family. And I cut off my dad's side when I was 17. And I thought, well, because my dad's side was so bad, then clearly my mum's side was perfect. And like, I'm a very much all or nothing person. And I love you guys. I'm an all or nothing person. So if one person is terrible, then the other side must be perfect. And I idolize them. I'm very but I'm also a people pleaser. So everything that they wanted, I tried to be the idealist person that just did everything they wanted. And then I kind of moved states away and got a new view on life and wasn't doing everything they wanted, wasn't doing everything that would please them. And it was easier to deal with the negativity, but it was still hard. APOM, if you're trying to donate to the charity, that's I can refund it. But it's just, it was very hard. So I've struggled with this for the last 7 years. And it's just little things, and I'm still defending them. It's so funny in my life. I still defend their little actions. No slaying your sweetheart. I still defend like all these little actions, and it's very hard to even recognize. Like, I feel guilty for cutting them off, especially my siblings, because I love them to death. But it hurts. It does. And that's why I have been very distant from Twitch, because all my energy is being put into trying not to feel guilty, trying to find outlets that are healthy instead of hurting like myself in like negative speaking. It's hard to completely let go of anything, especially when you try and see the best in people. Yes, and I'm very much like that. I constantly try to be optimistic, and I constantly try to see the best in people, especially when it's your family and your blood. And I love them, and I still love them. Like, something that's very important, like, is how much I still love them. I just don't think they're good for me. And that's very important to emphasize, is that I love them. I just don't like what happens to me when I'm around them. And it's a struggle to kind of break that through my head, because I still haven't registered a lot. Because there are very negative things that have happened to me, both sides of the family, that they say is very normal. That's things that everyone goes through. But when I talk to people, and this is something that I've gone through this community, the Twitch community, and I talk about stories that have happened to me, and they're like, "Oh, that's not funny," but I would say it's funny. And that's, I think, part of what made me make this step, was how positive you guys, the Twitch family, have been for me. Like Smarfy, Apom, Ali, like Fern, everyone who's been here for me has just... I've shared this over the last 2 weeks. Yeah, I love you, Ali. Thank you. Like, the step that happened was I was sharing my experience of how much guilt I felt for not contacting my mother on Mother's Day. And instead of a family member reaching out and saying, "Are you okay? We're here for you." I got a very abusive text message. And that kind of flipped me, where I went, I had people looking after me, caring about me, but my family was denying it, denying how I felt, telling me that I shouldn't feel this way, controlling my feelings, telling me how I should talk on stream, monitoring my streams, telling me, like, they were monitoring, like, no one's congratulated me on how much I've improved on my ukulele. No one's told me my art's good, which sounds self-centered, but, you know, and I've had to tell my mods, keep an eye out in case someone said something. Like, it's maybe paranoid. Yeah, so I've had to really feel like, and I feel guilty. I feel really guilty. But, and like, no one here knows the names of anyone in my family. So it's not like you know the specific person. I've made very sure that you never know the specific name of anyone that has done these things, because I don't want a blood hunt to harass anyone. I will never want anyone to be harassed. These are my experiences. This is me. And this is my version. Like, I always say, there's one person's version, there's another person's version, and there's the truth. I don't think my version is 100%, but it's how I feel. I will never want someone to take my version at face value. I'll never want that. But it's how I feel, and I just don't want someone to, you know, criticize me for my feelings. And, like, it's just been a rough month. Oh, God. Oh, it's just, yeah. So, I just wanted to update people, and I feel a lot better now that I've updated. Hey, Jazz, MIT. I just wanted to update everyone why I've been so distant, why I haven't been in chat all the time, why I haven't modded everyone as much as I usually would. Like, because I am an introvert. Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's taken me a while, Smarfy. Like, it's taken me 27 years to kind of realize that I was being gaslit. Like, I didn't know. We are so similar, it's fucked. I know, Smarfy, we are. And, like, when we feel like this, we need to take a step back. And, like, that's why I feel like I've lost a lot of my Twitch friends, because they don't realize what I'm going through. And, yeah, it hurts. You'll never lose me, Smarfy. I'm always here. I love you to death, Smarfy. You're my family to me. And, like, everyone, you'll never lose me. I'm someone that you can not talk to for years and then come back and I'll be here. I'm very much like that. Like, as you can not talk to me for years, as a lot of high school friends have told me. I will never, like, you'll never lose me. I am very loyal to a fault. To a fault. Which is, you know, something that my family took advantage of. Yeah, I'm trying, Apom. Like, it's very hard, and the reason why I felt like I needed to talk about this on stream was because I did not want my safe area. Like, I know it's not a safe space. I know that Twitch is somewhere where anyone can come on and, you know, but I didn't want a place where I felt like I was being monitored to stop me from talking about how I felt. And Yeah, I'm so sorry I'm not here all the time. It's fine, Ali. You can do whatever you want. I just wanted to come here, talk about something that I'm feeling, knowing that I'm probably being monitored, and uh, actually say how I'm feeling. And it is going against my guilt. It's going against everything. I'm not flipping them off. I love them, Ali. I do. I love them to death. I feel guilty. I love them to death. But yeah. But I needed to do it. And I needed to talk about it. I needed my friends and my actual family who love me unconditionally to understand what I'm going through and to know that I'm not ignoring them. I just needed to take some... I've been taking space because of a lot of struggles. Thank you, Smarty. It has been a rough year, 2 years. Kind of acknowledging that I have not been loved unconditionally by my family. I've been loved unconditionally by this man who has put up with a lot because, truth be told, I exhibited some of the same characteristics as my family until I went through a lot of therapy. I changed a lot in 6 years. I did a lot of drinking the same way my family did, and I quit 6 months ago. Very proud of that. Thank you, April. I changed a lot, and I'm very proud of that change. I took a lot of work in therapy, and thank you, Smarty. I used to do a lot of coping, and that's the thing that with my family though, I do not think they are bad people, and that is something I really need to emphasize with people. The actions that have caused this pain is a lot of cycle of abuse, and it's a cycle that I'm stopping. I'm not participating anymore, and that's the whole point. I'm not participating in the cycle, and that's kind of that. I don't want to be involved in abuse anymore. I don't want to be involved in, the actions. Yeah, it isn't easy at all. Because it's easier to just go with the flow, contribute to the drama, because drama thrives my brain. That's why I watch a lot of reality TV, because it helps with that part of my brain. Every time I'm looking for some of that, I just go watch some reality TV. I've got my coping. I've got ways to fix it. If I need a little bit of drama, watch some YouTube drama, watch some reality TV. Done. One of my first sayings is get better with every generation. The thing is, my mum did get better. My mum, this is something I really need to point out. My mum was better. She just wasn't 100%. My mum was a good mum, and I really need to, she just wasn't emotionally available. Sometimes she did some things that I just wasn't 100% comfortable with. I have spoken to some people about there was a little bit of physical abuse. A little bit, not much. A lot of emotional abuse. Do you know that you... Ellie, that's so sweet. Thank you. And I know I'm going to get a lot of shit for talking about this on a public platform, because this says I've gotten a message about it before. But I love them. they can. I don't judge them because it's how we were raised. Yeah, some people aren't right for being parents of the kids they have. Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, I very much emphasize both my parents were teenagers. Most of the people in my family are teenagers when they have kids. I don't blame them. Thank you, Earthbound. I'm talking about my mental health. I'm talking about what I've been through. I am talking about how I have recently cut off the last of my family. Yeah, it's been a lot. It's been a struggle of a month. Yeah, I'm very nervous about the reaction after this. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I really, really don't want this to be about getting attention. This is very much about, I just wanted to inform people. It is a very important mental health tip. I do not want to be scared when someone knocks at the door. I am startled very easily. Very easily. So that actually is very helpful. But yeah, it's been a lot. A lot of this back and forth with my family, like not knowing whether I'm gonna have a relationship, started at the beginning of 2020. So my 2020 was a lot of building on myself. I also ordered the Babadook soda. Oh, okay. I like the Babadook though. But yeah, 2020 was wild for me. I found out I wasn't properly vaccinated, which they still deny. The Babadook is so friendly. But that's why I've been saying very subtle things in my stream. Very out there things that you could interpret very different ways. And I feel like you guys deserved straight up, this is how it is. And I feel like being straightforward with my mental health stuff could help other people. And if anyone is struggling with their family, I'm here. I understand. Also know though, I am someone who has very low, like, I'm very, very what's the word? Introverted. I'm very introverted. So if I am not around all the time, it is not to do with, I'm not hiding. I'm not avoiding. There is no avoidance. It is me just recharging. I take a lot of time to recharge. And because of everything that's been going on over the year and a half, I need a lot of recharge. And I would say more than a year and a half, I have had a life. I've had a lot to rest from, like, a lot. And so I've been reading a lot of quotes, yes, memes lately that I feel like I relate to, and it's a lot of, of course you're tired, you have not had rest. You've been doing so much, working hard on yourself, trying to improve. Really fucking bullshit year, both. Yeah. Thanks, Smarfy. I'm physically exhausted. I haven't been sleeping properly, but I feel like it's gonna get better. Like, I feel kind of like a weight off my shoulder after kind of speaking about it. I'm someone who, I don't like hiding things. And, like, hiding things is, like, I don't know why. Like, everyone's always like, oh, you shouldn't talk about it. You shouldn't talk about it. Only talk when you're ready and all this stuff like that. But I'm just someone that likes to talk about things. I'm very much an open book, per se. And so not talking about it is harder for me. But once I like, once it gets very emotional, it's very hard. Thank you, Apom. But just, yeah, I just want to, like, again, very much emphasize, like, my family are good people. They're just not good for me. Like, they're very loving, they're very caring people, and they're very good, like, it's so hard to explain. Like, they're good people, they're just misinformed, I guess. Yeah. I don't know if I'm healing. I don't know what I'm doing. Me. Don't know what I'm doing. I'm learning. Yeah. Yeah, Jazz, I need to verbalize it. Like, I need to physically, like, get it out. Because if I'm just holding it in, I'm just holding it in. And it doesn't feel real. And yeah, it's because I am a very imaginative person, things don't feel real half the time. But yeah, I feel a lot better now, actually, which is insane. I feel a lot better. Thank you, Ellie. Yeah. Don't get it out. Yes. I've been in a loop, like an actual loop, for the last, like, week. I think it was a week that I didn't, yeah, that I've been in it. The whole stuff going on. I wouldn't expect it to be easy, but as everyone's saying, the fact that you're facing it. Yeah, I think that I'm spit tea. Apom, wouldn't expect it to happen to anyone else. Yeah, no, I feel like I'm just so used to big things like this that it is easier for me to kind of get on with it. Like, as I said, this is the second time I've had to distance myself from a side of the family. My first time was I was 17 and I had to distance myself from my dad's side. And it was like the realization that how unhealthy my dad was for me. And I didn't even want to distance myself from my dad's whole family. He made that decision for me. Yeah, that was a rough time because I was not only dealing with that, but also moving out of home at 17. That was a lot harder. I didn't even have a therapist then. I was just dealing with it on my own. Yeah, that one was rough. But this one's a lot easier. I have a really good psychologist. Really, really good. I'm very lucky. This is the first psychologist I can say that has helped. And this is something that I'm really, really emphasize. Not every psychologist or counselor is helpful. I've been in therapy since I was 8, on and off. And a lot of them fucking suck. I was diagnosed with depression when I was 8, if that kind of gives you an insight to how dysfunctional, real life dysfunctional my family is. Yeah, I don't think, like, there's just some really bad therapists out there. Yes, Marfy. Some of them have also fucked me up. I had one, okay, this is how far psychology has gone since I was 8. Me re-pouring tea as I'm ready to spill the tea on some psychologists. One of them gave me some glasses that were rose-coloured, Every time you feel down, just put on these rose-colored glasses. Think positive. 8-year-old me. The same one, actually, at the end of seeing her, sat my mum down and told my mum everything I said to them. Oh. Yep. It was a fucking disaster. Because at the time when I was 8, I had both my mum and my dad different, like, I had to visit them, like, I had to visit my dad every second weekend. I had to stay with my mum most of the time. Yeah, it is. And so I would tell them, like, what was happening at my dad's house, what was happening at mum's, and they had different rules, and I didn't want either of them to know, like, the rules at each other's house, because, you know, they both hate each other for legitimate reasons. My mum hated my dad. Legitimate reasons. But my mum would never say a bad word about my dad to my face, which was good. My mum did well there. My dad, however, would not stop talking bad about my mum to my face. My dad is an absolute cunt, I'm just saying. Yeah. My dad would call my mum a bitch, would call her a whore, all this stuff to me. To his 8-year-old daughter. The worst thing my mum ever said to my face was that he was a donkey, which was hilarious. I would call my stepmom the mega bitch. All the bad words we would say about my but so my dad's rules were, do whatever you want. Yeah, donkey. My dad's rules were, do whatever you want. He let me watch an MA movie when I was 8. He was never around. He left me at home by myself at night when I was 8. He said I wasn't allowed to use the oven, so I had to cook dinner for myself when I was 8. Yeah. So I had gluten-free pasta because I was celiac. I became celiac when I was 8, and I had to cook pasta. So I boiled a kettle, and I put the pasta in a pot, and I kept pouring boiling water into it, and then putting Glad wrap over the top, and then I'd pour it out, and then I'd do it again, pour it out, sit it for a bit, pour it out, and I kept doing that. I was very clever for an 8-year-old, just saying. I don't know what happened to my brains. And so I made myself some spaghetti. And then I kept hearing these banging downstairs. And just kept hearing this bang. So I called my mum. And I'm like, Dad left me here. It's 1 p.m. at night. 1 a.m. at night. And Mum just came and got me. And she calls him. She's like, what are you doing leaving our 8-year-old daughter here? And he's like, I can't believe she told you. Good job, Ben. I don't even call him Dad. Yeah. He had the issue that I called. And he's like, I'll come back, just leave her there. And then she's like, okay, I'll stay until you come back. He's like, just take her. He wasn't gonna come back. But that's like the kind of things, like that's why I didn't want the psychologist to tell my mum, because he used to do shit like that all the time. Yeah. It's so funny. It's so funny. Yeah. His daughter's an arc. napalm. It's great, isn't it? Oh, it's so funny. I used to come every single weekend, like every second weekend, and he would be out surfing and stuff, and they wouldn't let me stay in the house. They would be like, go and ride your bike. And then they'd call my mum, and they'd be like, why is she so fat? Wonder why I have weight issues. Anyway, I should stop talking shit like that. It makes people feel bad. I just find it funny. Yeah, no, they shouldn't. Yeah. I want to fight. I'll give you names, Apon. I'll give you names. Anyway, I should probably get into this true crime shit because it is the 300 special. I got to 300, guys. Good news. I'm 300. Hey. Hey. Yay. Technically, I got to 300 3 times. Okay, so you know how Twitch is like deleting followers and all that kind of stuff? Yeah, 3,000. Woo! You know how Twitch is deleting followers? So I got to 300. Then I went back to 297. Then I got to 300 again. And then I got to 299. And now I'm up to 302. So, I've got to 300 3 times. So, yeah. I love Twitch. It's so funny. Okay, so I'm going to open up my 300 special. So, we've gotten a true crime 2 weeks in a row for 300 special. I'm going to talk about the Amber Alert system, which is named after Amber. I know, shocking. But what I didn't know, this actually shocked me so much. I didn't know that it was unsolved. The person that this is named after is an unsolved case. So, yeah. Yeah. Oh. Don't mind that. I'm just chaos incarnate. It's fine. So there's all my, you can have half my face. It's fine. It's like poor tea. There's all my things. I'm considering having a thing in the Discord where I just put all my links where I've done research. And for something different, we are doing a United States case. Speaking of United States, did anyone see Donald Trump's pants? I'm in a mood today. Anyway. There we go. See, it's clear the people who haven't seen it, and it's clear the person who has. Yes, his pants were backwards. He wore his pants backwards. Yeah. Now you're making me Google Donald's pants. I hope you're... Yes, I am. I am very happy with it. I just so much... I'm so sorry. This... Okay, trigger warning. Yeah, don't pick those ones. Trigger warning, this is about a child. Yeah, Smarfy, we all hate that name. But the fact that he wore his pants backwards... I say this trigger warning because I know that Smarthy does not like children murder, mainly, but also anyone else who ends up watching the VOD, anyone who, anything. This does involve the murder of a child. So, I'm not going to go into too much detail on the murder front because it's unnecessary. But yeah, I will talk about Amber Alerts, the cases that involve the other types of alerts that are like Amber Alerts. They're named after other missing children. Whoop. Etc., etc. Okay. So, it's just the pants design. I'm sure it is. I see you there, Snopes. I'm sure it is. So, because this is a unsolved case, I like to start off with saying there's a designated tip line, there is a reward. So, you've got tip line, the Arlington Police Department. I'll be in and out lurking because I find the topic kind of rough. Yes, child murder is very rough. I'm not going to, as I said, I'm not going to discuss how she was murdered. I'm not going to discuss any of that stuff. What I do, APOM, is I discuss the things around it. I discuss how people can find... This is my thing. I discuss how people can help solve it. I discuss the criminology aspects. I never discuss the gory details because it's unnecessary. It is how I am. I don't get off on murder. If that makes... I just don't get off on the whole murder aspect. It's not my thing. No, it's not glamour. There's nothing glamorous about this. There's nothing glamorous about someone dying, especially not a child. And, like, if there is a taboo topic, which I'm going to discuss in this, that I don't agree with, I will very upfront say, I don't agree with this. I'm just very upfront about the whole topic as a criminology student. It's how I be. It's how I be. But yeah, there is a dedicated tip line for public information. There's also a video here, if anyone is interested, about the DNA tool that they're actually going in. They're going to use the same DNA aspect. They found DNA. Thank fuck. Okay. Straight up. I'll just put the... Hold on. I'll just put the whole video on here because I am going to talk about this. I'm just... This is like the first unsolved case where there's actually DNA involved because they haven't lost it. You know? You know? Me just being so fucking... Okay, let's get this. Go away. I'm just so fucking livid that they always lose DNA. But this time they've actually got it. Oops. Here we go. Just put this here for a second. I'm on music.
Children over the years, but after 25 years, the case and the child that the alert is named for remains unsolved. On the anniversary of Amber Hagerman's disappearance, police in Arlington announced today that they will try to soon get some new DNA profile of a suspect. Here's Jason Allen.
Yeah.
Since the disappearance and death of Amber Hagerman 25 years ago, police have kept all the evidence, reviewed it, showed it to the FBI, investigated 7,000 tips. But only now is technology and a lab ready to make a new attempt at a DNA profile for a killer.
Thank fuck.
My heart breaks every day for her because I do miss her a lot. And I do want justice for Amber.
Donna Williams' 9-year-old daughter was last seen riding her bike on a sunny Saturday afternoon in 1996. A witness in the neighborhood told police he saw a man jump from a black pickup truck and grab her. Police showed new crime scene pictures today of the culvert. more than 4 miles away, where her body was found 4 days later.
We get tips every month. And now over 2 years, almost 3 years that I've had the case, there's not been a single month that we have not gotten some kind of tip come in.
Investigators made a plea today for more tips from people who may have seen something in this parking lot all those years ago and never spoken up. Their chance at getting an enhanced DNA profile, though, for a possible suspect may happen as soon as February. A lab has agreed to re-examine evidence using a new approach. Advancements in technology are helping solve cold cases nationwide, including a 46-year-old case last year in Fort Worth.
I would love to be able to give Donna and Ricky and the rest of the members of their family the answer to the question that they would like to know.
Amber Hagerman's legacy is her name, which through Amber Alerts has helped find hundreds of children, but her family still wants to find what happened to her.
Give Amber justice. Amber needs justice, deeply, deeply needs justice.
In Arlington, Jason Allen, CBS 11 News.
It's so fucking sad, like, and that's kind of like the whole thing. Yeah, her mom is a fucking badass. She's like, okay, her mom is like, if you've ever seen Stranger Things, she's like the Joyce. I think it's Joyce, her name. She's like, she does not stop. She needs answers. She's been fighting to find her daughter for 25 fucking years. Well, not find, because as you find out, she gets found, but she wants to find justice for her daughter for 25 years, which is badass. Like, badass. Like, her mother is a fucking saint. So, we'll talk about the Amber Alert first, to kind of ease us into stuff. So, Amber Alert is, okay, so this is where I get confused about Amber Alert. Is it named after Amber? Or is it named after American Missing Broadcast Emergency Response, which is Amber? I don't know. So, it originated in the United States in 1996, which is the same year that Amber disappeared. So, Amber Alert has, you know, changed large portions of the world. Pardon me. So you've got the Amber Alert implemented in the United States, Canada, British Columbia, Quebec, Ontario, Mexico, Australia, Europe, France. Yeah, I'm more Europe, France? France not in Europe? Netherlands, United Kingdom, Ireland, Slovak Republic, Malaysia, and Ecuador. I'm gonna ignore the Europe bit. So, what the criteria for putting an Amber Alert out in the US is law enforcement must confirm that the abduction has taken place. The child must be at serious risk of injury or death. There must be sufficient description information of child captor or captor's vehicle to issue alert. So if they don't have like all that information, that's fucked. And the child must be under 17. Now, in Australia, it's very broad. So in Queensland, I only found the Queensland description of what it takes to put out an Amber Alert. And seeing that Queensland was the first to implement Amber Alerts, makes sense why they're the ones that have what the criteria is for an Amber Alert out there. So a child must be abducted where the child is age of 18 years, is reasonably suspected of having been abducted, taken away, or a person that has appeared to be an immediate risk of death, serious harm to them. It is irrelevant whether the person taking the child is in lawful custody of a child or not. See, that's where we're different from the US. In the US, if someone is has custody of the child, they don't issue an Amber Alert. But here, if you are, if you have custody of the child, but you there's high risk that you are going to hurt them, they still issue an Amber Alert. I think that's smart, personally. And then there's high risk of missing child. The child under 18 who is missing concerns suspicious circumstances and there appears to be immediate risk of death or serious harm to them. So, yeah, exactly, Open. What I find very interesting, like, in Canada, there is a lot of incidents of an Amber Alert being issued, which causes for names of children being released where they were actually the murderers. Which I find very fascinating, personally. So there's like, there's a 12-year-old who murdered her whole family, and her name got released through an Amber Alert. Now, if you are underage and you commit a murder, your name gets sealed. But because of Amber Alert, sometimes your name gets released. Because, yeah, which I find fascinating. I don't know if that's happened in Australia, because I've not heard of those situations. But I just know of circumstances in Canada where that's happened. So for an for an alert to be issued in Australia, sufficient description information available to make an Amber Alert and reasonable grounds to believe that the Amber Alert will assist in the location safe recovery of a child. Now, there are different alternative alerts which have been named after other children. So I just thought that it'd be interesting, maybe not relevant, but interesting to talk about them. So we have in Georgia, we have the Levi's Call in memory of Levi Fraudy. On October 22nd, 1997, 11-year-old Levi Fraudy headed towards his rural Forsyth County home. He was abducted, driven to a neighboring county, and killed. His body was found in a wooden area. It's only activated if local law enforcement agencies, through the request of the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, GBI. Then there is, in Hawaii, there's Marley Amber Alert in memory of Marley Gilbert. Marley was abducted from a party in August 25th, 1985. Her killer was located several hours later. See, a lot of their killers have not been located. That is why I mentioned them. Marley's killer was located. Morgan Nick Amber Alert in memory of Morgan Nick. Morgan Chantel Nick, September 12th, 1988, disappeared June 9th, 1995, is an American girl who was abducted at a Little Leagues baseball game. Her mother is known for creating Morgan Nick Foundation, which helps their missing children. She's been missing for 25 years, 10 months, and 22 days. Still has not been found. In Utah, there is the Rachel Alert in memory of Rachel Ryan. The murder of Rachel Ryan is an unsolved child murder which occurred in Sunset, Utah on August 26, 1982. She was 3. Okie doke. Now let's talk about Arlington, Texas, which this all happens. Yeah. Okay, so Arlington, Texas. Yeah, there's, unfortunately, because I go through a lot of cases, like, I try to go through missing persons or unsolved because I don't want to tell something that's already been solved and, like, big up a murderer and, like, make, like, talk about something that's already been done. So I have to go through missing persons reports and stuff like that all the time. And unfortunately, there is a lot of children which are unsolved, which makes me very sad a lot of the time. Yeah, and there's a lot of 3-year-olds. A lot of 3-year-olds. I don't like it. Okay. So in Arlington, Texas, the population in 2010 was 365,098. It's gone up 10% since then. So it's just like increasing, but it's a large town. I don't know. But it's in between Fort Worth and Dallas. If anyone knows where any of that is. I tend to stay away from Texas area. But I do know that there were murders around Fort Worth in the 70s. That's about it. That's about all I know about this area in general. Under 25s in 2019 were 25.6% of the population, which is huge. That's a lot. And the poverty rate is 14.6% in 2019. Again, huge. So it sounds like it's a, big town, pretty poor. But yeah, so what was going on in America at the time was you had Bill Clinton in charge, who was the Democratic president, but he was also the Democratic law and order president. So you had, before Bill Clinton, you had a bunch of Republicans. And the Democratic Party was like, oh, we need to get, the only way we're going to get someone in is if we have someone who's more center, someone who's like law and order, all that kind of stuff. And then you get Bill Clinton in, who I'd say made a lot of mistakes on the law front, personally. Yeah. Me talking shit about America. Someone say tough on crime. Yeah. And what he did in regards to crime after this is a lot. He did a lot. Like, yeah, great. Amber Alerts, good. But he did a lot. Like, he did a lot on crime, which boosted the prison population. I've done a whole assignment on this. I failed. I failed my assignment. But the information on it is still worth it. But yeah, he definitely he like doubled the prison population in America because of all his policies that he put in. So damn. So yeah, you also had the Iraq no-fly zone, which, so it's a war. So you had, and also you had the dot-com bubble. So you just had like the rich getting richer, the poor getting poorer, I guess, because, when Wall Street gets rich, it doesn't mean like the whole of America gets rich. It just means the richer people get richer. So it's just showing what's going on in America at the time. It's so much easier to research America than any other friggin' country because they like to be the center. I'm sorry, Americans, but you do. Okay, let's go into Amber, who is a sweet little baby angel, and god damn it, she just, I can't. So, we have Amber Hangerman. She was 9 years old. She had a 5-year-old brother named Ricky. She had parents Donna Whiston and Richard Hangerman. She loved to ride bicycles with her brother. She was a Girl Scout. And yeah, that's Amber. So the day that this all happened was January 13th, 1996. So we'll go to here. Amber Hangerman and her brother Ricky, they rode their bikes to the parking lot, off to the parking lot of an abandoned grocery store. Ricky went home, I think that's what... There's a lot of like mixed stories, which is like, I feel like is very much a problem when it comes to cases in the media. You can't get a clear picture of what's going on. Some people say she was there by herself. Some people say she was there with her brother. All we know is she was there, and she was alone, because they say her brother rode home. That's what we get. A man in a big black pickup truck got out, forcefully took her off her bike, and stuffed her into the cab of a truck. So it's a big black pickup truck. She screamed once and was kicking her abductor. There was a witness, Jimmy Kevill. I don't know when he's 78 years old and retired. I don't know if it was now. I don't know when it was. He was retired, 78-year-old. He called the police shortly after seeing she was abducted. And this is where I have a problem. If you see a child getting abducted, why do you not step in? I don't know. I'm not blaming him, like, at all. I'm just questioning. It's just a question I ask in my head. It's like the first thing that pops into my head. Like, I don't know. He called the police shortly after seeing her abducted. And at the time, because there was no Amber Alerts, the public wasn't involved in looking for her. So it was just 50 police officers looking for this one girl. This is the bike she was riding. Yep. Very, I don't know. So I'm just having a look down. So we'll go down here. So this is, unfortunately, here. So 4 or 5 days later, with different, again, media sources. I like to include both stories, both media sources, both things. A passerby with a dog or without a dog, again, both media sources, found Amber's body in the rain-swollen creek approximately 4 miles from the abandoned parking lot. So right by where she was riding the bike. So that's where the abduction happened, with the little green dot there, and then right near where she was found, location. So yeah, that's where she was found. An unnamed creek bed. There's parking lots with the apartments there. So it's again, media sources are two different ways of how she was killed. Either her throat was cut or she was strangled. Authorities believed a thunderstorm swept her body into the creek because apartment maintenance worker in the area didn't see anything out of the ordinary before the storm. Okay. Now, again, I don't like to emphasize too much on all this stuff. I like to keep it on the victim here. So, afterwards, what the police were looking for was a white or Hispanic male, 20 to 30s as of 1996, under 6 foot tall, medium build, brown or black hair. The vehicle was a 1980s or 1990s full-size fleet side pickup truck or short wheelbase, single cab, rear window was clear. No slide windows or chrome, solid black in colour. No stripping. Truck was in good condition. No visible damage. Yay. Which is insane that no one has said anything. Like, hopefully this DNA will pick up something. I will be shocked if it doesn't. Okay. So, back to the story of the Amber Alert. Because, yeah. So, shortly after Amber's funeral, Diane, a mum herself, called into the local radio station. She had an idea. She figured if the local media sent out weather alerts, they could do the same for abducted children. When the National Weather Service issued an alert for severe weather, it interrupts television, radio broadcasts when making a loud noise. Why not do the same for kidnapped children? Amber's parents soon established People Against Sex Offenders, PASO. They collected signatures hoping to force Texas legislature to passing more stringent laws to protect children. Congressman Martin Frost, with the help of Mark Klaus, drafted the Amber Hangman Child Protection Act. Both the hangman's parents were present when Bill Clinton signed the bill into law, creating the National Sex Offender Registry. Which, I don't know. I'm not a massive fan of registries of any type. And I feel like, oopsie. I put the tea lid on there. I'm someone who think that the only way you're going to have people being rehabilitated is through the Finland method, where is it Finland? I'm mad at Twitch, never notified me you were alive. I'm sorry, Dragonflower. Oh, did my alert not go up on Discord? Yeah, it did. No. No, I think me and Ali have discussed this in long discussion, that the whole idea of rehabilitation is, teaching them to have careers, giving them trust, all that kind of stuff, and putting them on a registry is very much the opposite of that. So I'm not for registries of any type, but I'm late for class, but you're here. Don't worry, I spent like half an hour having a big cry, so you're not that late. But that's the thing with Bill Clinton, like with all of the laws he passed through. I did not like any of his Law and Order. Yeah, it is a good start. I'm not here for like all of his Law and Order things. I am just, I'm very not liking his Law and Order acts. But to each their own. In July 1996, Bruce Steinberg, whose own daughter was close friends of Amber, and Richard Hangeman attended a media symposium in Arlington. Organizers asked Steinberg to speak instead of Hangeman, which kind of rude. Oh, your daughter was murdered? Cool. Let's get her friend's father to speak. Fucking rude. He spoke about efforts that local police could take to quickly find missing children and how the media could facilitate those efforts. C.J. Wheeler, who reported from radio station KRLD, approached the Dallas police shortly afterwards with Steinberg's idea and launched their first ever Amber Alert. Yay! For the next 2 years, alerts were made manually to participate radio stations, and in 1998, the Child Alert Foundation was created to make it automated. And since 1996, the Amber Alert system, named after Amber Hagerman, went nationwide. And I just want to have I just want to end this on Amber's mother's quote, because I just feel like she deserves that over everyone else. She says, "They were saying Amber was taken at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, thrown into a pickup truck and driven somewhere, and nobody saw anything. I'm sorry, that's not possible. The problem was not that people didn't see them, it's that they didn't know what they were seeing." Donna Williams, the current name of Amber's mother. And that's true. It's not that they didn't. She's very correct on that. It's not that no one saw nothing. Because of course people would have seen something. And now she's gone. And it's honestly, like, can someone please question that guy who witnessed it? I'm never for, like, I feel like in my things, I don't generally blame people. But can we please blame the guy that witnessed her being abducted? Because that's fucking sus. Me just, like, full on blaming him. But yeah, that's Amber and the Amber Alert system. But yeah, her killer still hasn't been found. They are currently working on the DNA profile, which they have, which I'm glad they didn't fucking lose it this time. It's a first, guys. Okay. I don't know if I should just pass you guys on, or if I should play some more of my game that I want. I didn't know a bunch of this. It was super cool lesson. I have no more bits to give. Oh, thank you. I did this as a special because you guys have supported me so much. Like, I highly appreciate, like, all of the effort, and I've never felt so supported in my life. And I honestly just, like, I put all this effort in because I just wanted to show everyone how much I appreciated everything. Did an extra one. I normally only do this every second week, but I will have one again for next week because I wanted to show how much I appreciate everyone by having an extra one. And yeah, but I want everyone to also remember, like, this is a person, and, like, they are, you know, yeah, and also I appreciate everyone's, you know, listening to my minus. I might actually raid Turban because I was talking to them last night, and they're a good little bean, Turban. Thank you, Smarfy. I, like, very much appreciate you all so much. Thank you. But thank you so much all for being here, and it's just, I don't know. I feel like this stream was exactly what I needed. So, yeah, thank you. I feel like yeah. Also, Smarfy, I need to do an art stream where you teach me how to art. I really need that. I am trying so hard to art. I just need help. I need some help. Yeah, we need to do a co-stream where you teach me. I feel like every time I'm on stream, I'm like, I wish Smarfy was here to help. But yeah, I'll talk to you about it. But I'm going to send you over Turban because he is an absolute gem. And, thank you for being here. Like, I appreciate you guys more than anything. And remember, love you guys too. I'll talk to you guys later. I know, I would love that. Okay, bye. Guys, love yous.